Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. So to start this look, I'm going to be carving out my brows using the Makeup Revolution concealer, and that is in the shade C6, and I'm using an e.l.f. professional eyeliner brush. I'm just going to be using my finger to blend that out because I find that I can get closest to my brow without actually getting in my brow with my finger. And then I'm going to take the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Medium Beige, and I'm going to conceal the tops of my brows. Now I'm taking the Benefit Gimme Brow in the shade 4.5 to set my brows in place. And I'm gonna use that same concealer in C6 to prime my eyelids before we start the eyeshadow. I like using a lighter shade when I'm doing colorful eyeshadows because it helps the pigment stick and it helps the colors to be more vibrant. And I started out blending this concealer out with my finger, but eventually I moved on to a Real Techniques color correcting brush just to buff out any lines or prints that my finger may have left behind. The first shade we're going to be going into is that yellow in the Morphe 35B palette. I'm going to pack that all over my lid, and then I'm going to blend out the edges so that everything fades evenly. The key to this look is actually just blending, and more blending, because all those colors that I put on, they were starting to get a little patchy, and I just had to keep working them together to make sure that everything was smooth and it flowed together very evenly. Next, I'm going to be taking the bright pink shade in the Morphe 35B palette, and I'm going to be blending that underneath the yellow right into my crease. And I'm going to go back in with that yellow shade to soften up the edges and to make sure that I don't lose any of the color in the midst of the blending. So next I'm going to be taking that bright purple shade from the Morphe 35B palette with a Zoeva Luxe Crease brush, and I'm just going to be packing that on the outer corner and then blending it toward the inner corner. Now going back with the pink shade and blending out the edges of that purple to make sure that those two colors blend seamlessly. And for a while, I'm just going to go back and forth with those two colors to make sure that everything is as pigmented as I like and it blends out as seamlessly as I like. Now I'm going back in with that yellow just to blend out the edges and to make sure that I don't lose any of that color. Now going in with that darkest purple shade in the Morphe 35B palette and a Zoeva Luxe Petite Crease brush, I'm going to be packing that color right into the crease just to give this look more depth and to darken up the colors. And this is where all that blending really came in handy, because this darker color mixed with that pink, it did not want to blend as well as I needed it to, so I had to keep blending and blending and blending until I was satisfied with the look. Now I'm going to be cutting the crease using that Makeup Revolution concealer, again in the shade C6, and a detailer brush by Real Techniques. And for me, when I cut my crease, it makes it a lot easier when I lay down some concealer and then look up so that I know exactly where I need to stop and where my makeup will stop. That way, when I'm finished with the look, I won't have any transferring. Now I'm going in with that shimmery green shade in the Morphe 35B palette, and I'm going to be packing that on my lid using a large shadow brush by Crown Brushes. And then I took a Luxie small shader brush just to get up in the precise edge of the cut crease. Now going in with those pink and purple shades to blend out that edge. And then taking an e.l.f. professional blending brush just to add a little black to the outer corners for more depth. Next, I'm highlighting my brow bone using the Anastasia Beverly Hills and Amazing highlighter. Next, I'm just going to be adding a thick black liner to the lash line, not going as far as to make it a wing, just stopping where I added that black shadow because I felt like the look needed something to pull it together, but it didn't need anything to make it more dramatic. Now before I add my lashes, I'm going to be priming using the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. And for lashes, I'm using the Ardell Mega Volume Lashes in 252. And I'm using the Duo Lash Adhesive to apply them. So now moving on to the face, I'm going to be taking the Anastasia Beverly Hills Stick Foundation in the color Caramel. And I'm going to be blending that out with a Sigma F82 round kabuki brush. I had pretty much gotten this all blended out with the brush, but due to the silicone and the Smashbox primer, these two products together didn't seem to work very well, and they were very slippery, leaving me with streaking. So I went and got my damp beauty blender and I blended it out from there. Next, I'm going to be taking my Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer in the shade Light Warm, and I'm going to be placing that in all the areas that I like to conceal, which is my forehead, under my eyes, the bridge of my nose, my top lip, and my chin. And I started to blend this out, and then I realized that I wanted to cream contour. So I took the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit, and I used the shade Chocolate to contour my cheekbones, my forehead, my chin, and my nose. Now going back to the eyes, I'm going to be taking a Zoeva pencil brush and I'm going to be blending those purple shades and that yellow shade out along the lower lash line. Now I'm going to be setting all those places where I concealed using the Kat Von D brightening powder, and that is going to be in the shade Golden. And then I'm going to set the rest of my face using the Black Radiant Soft Focus finishing powder in 9202 Creamy Bronze. I don't like to let my powder bake for too long because it does tend to make my face drier than usual. So I'm going to be dusting away a lot of that powder using that same powder brush that I used to set the rest of my face. And then I'm going to be taking the Black Radiance True Complexion Contour Palette in light to medium and a Real Techniques contour brush and just setting my contour and bronzing a little bit. Now I'm going to be carving out my contour using that same Kat Von D brightening powder and my damp beauty blender. Now I'm going to dust away all that excess powder and take the Anastasia Beverly Hills and Amrezy highlighter, and I'm going to highlight the inner corners of my eyes. Now I'm going to be setting my face using the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist and taking my damp beauty blender just to pat that product all into my face. Now I'm highlighting all the high points of my face using the Amrezy and Anastasia Beverly Hills highlighter. That will be the tip of my nose, the bridge of my nose, my top lip, my cheeks, my forehead, and my chin. Now I'm lining my lips using Smashbox Always Sharp Lip Liner in the color Nude Dark, and I'm going to be topping that with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Liquid Lipstick in Madison. So this is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, make sure that you give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And also don't forget to follow me on Instagram at GlamWithMarie. I will have it linked down below. And I will see you